Alrighty, check. We are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the AfroMattt Show. This is episode number 162. 162. It has been a very, very long week, guys. I'm sorry this episode's late. Let me tell you a little bit, and these aren't excuses, but sometimes, whatever higher power, if there is a higher power, or just, law of averages, sometimes everything just shits all at once. You just get shit in your open mouth all at once. You will become a human toilet, and life shits in your open mouth and pisses. And that's what happened to me. So this is being recorded on a Monday. Usually I record these on Friday. They go up Saturday. So this is like almost 2 days late. So I do apologize for that. Last week on Wednesday, I received a warning from my apartment manager. Well, I should even bring this back to last Tuesday. After I recorded my last podcast, uploaded the clip. The clip is definitely shadow banned. The clip definitely got shadow banned. But this the maintenance man or whatever comes into the apartment. I'm chilling. He comes into the apartment, what's up? Comes to change out our air filters, which I change out with Home Depot filters because I don't trust their, blue shits, whatever they put in there. But I'm like, yo, man, we're good. We already do our we get our filters from Home Depot. He's like, all right, cool. He seems like a chill dude. And then he's like, well, I still got to come in. I got to press he comes. He just like kind of walks in. And he's like, well, I still got to go in. And then he presses the little smoke detector and he tests it. And he's like, why do you guys have two smoke detectors? And I'm like, well, I bought one because I don't trust yours. And he's like, understandable. He's like, well, they're all connected anyway. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then the next day, so that's Wednesday. So that was Tuesday. On Wednesday, I come home. And my girlfriend's freaking out. She got a phone call from the manager of the apartments saying, is it true that you guys have 3 cats? This guy narked on me. This guy sold out another working class citizen to the man. I was honestly kind of disgusted. And so then I had to deal with that. So that's a whole thing. They're like, well, you can have cats, but they have to be registered as emotional support animals. So I'm like, I did some research on how to do that. So I came home from work and I was like typing up. So I called like different places, seeing if they did it. And apparently there's this website where you can just pay them and they will register your cats as emotional support animals, which I may or may not have done, and it may or may not have cost $150 plus $20 expedited shipping. May or may not have. So I got that, shipped it to the people. Fuck that guy for selling out another brother in a struggle, another struggling brother. Man, it just really pissed me off. I'm like, dude, really? Why do you take your job? You work at this is literally like almost Section 8 housing. We are borderline homeless. I live in 100 square feet. This is my house behind me. There's a bathroom right around the corner, and that's almost all of it. That is pretty much everything. Why are you selling me out? I pay rent every month. We're chill. We are chill. We don't smoke weed. That brings me to another point. I'll get around to it. But so talk to the apartment managers. We got it sorted out. They call us. We have to sign some shit, whatever. Sign some stuff. So now I have 3 emotional support pets that are all registered under my name. They're around. So now hopefully the next time someone comes in, we are under protection from my mental deficiencies. Dude, and the test that they made me take in order to get emotional support was actually hit really close to home. They're like, have you ever thought about, do you ever have thoughts of your imminent doom? Like, well, that's a little specific, but yes, almost every day. It has like a slider. It had a slider from very often to Not at all. And I'm like, yeah, all the time. All the time, my intimate doom is almost always on my mind. So I got it back super quick. So apparently I probably need them as emotional support animals. They're like, do you ever have extreme feelings of loneliness? Like, oh, maybe I need these. So it was kind of an eye-opening moment as well there. But um, so that happened on Wednesday, and I kid you not, on Friday, out of nowhere, my literally in the parking lot to sign those documents, my back tire pops. They're doing construction here. I think I ran over a gravel rock or something. Back tire pops. Whew, I'm feeling hot. I get it. I drive it. Thankfully, it's a slow leak, so I'm able to drive it to the tire place. I end up getting my back two tires replaced. I'm feeling good. 2 brand new tires. It's riding clean, right? And today is Monday. Today is Monday, and this morning, my front tire popped. So now I got my front 2 tires replaced. So in the course of 1 week, I was threatened of eviction, front tire popped, back tire popped, and apparently I'm clinically depressed. So, I mean, it's been a long week. So I please excuse my tardiness on this episode. It's been a long one. And oh my god! And to add to this, our apartment neighbors moved out, and now the people that moved in are, I don't know if they're listening, but they smoke a lot of weed. So now my apartment always smells like weed, which I hate. It's loud. It is loud. Whatever they're smoking, it's loud, and dank, and it is stinky. No bueno. So now I felt like I'm like, sometimes I feel like I'm catching like a secondhand high. I'm feeling like really tired, and like, I don't know if it's my head or if it's like a trigger from like smoking in the past or something. It's like I just get triggered and I start getting sleepy, and I start like tripping out. I'm like, I don't even know if I could drive right now. So it's not good, because things are not all good. Things might look like it's a fairy tale land here in AfroMattt town, but it is not. I assure you, it's not. That being said, there's one of my cats right now hopping in front of the camera. Thank you. But I mean, all said and done, I'm about negative $700 for a week. That's about negative $100 a day. Awesome. I'd say it's a great week. It was an awesome week. And people ask on Monday, they're like, how's your day? And they don't know that I'm seething. They don't know I'm boiling below the surface. I'm like, yeah, it was fine. It was good, actually. I actually had an awesome week. God, if people knew how close, like if you even knew how close some people were around you to absolutely just going ballistic, you'd stop talking to people pretty quick. Yeah. So, I mean, guys, shit happens. When life gives you lemons. Let's just get right into the news. The news is not even helping anyways. Like, I thought I could look at the news. A lot of times when I look at the news, I laugh, but apparently, let's just get... Oh, wait, this is not the news. Here it is. The news! All right. So apparently Iran... This is what I woke up to on the day after I got my eviction notice. I woke up to Iran firing missiles at Israel, which, I mean, and I'm no geopolitical expert, but I did kind of get the vibe that this is business as usual. Like, my dad texted me, he's like, "Oh my God, is this World War III?" And I'm like, I thought this was just Tuesday. This is just Tuesday. It's just another day. Missiles are being fired at Israel. Guys, I'm going to have a crazy news flash for you. This is a news flash. Breaking news. A lot of people hate Israel. Okay, my cat. This is the cat that's blocking my camera. Guys, newsflash, a lot of countries are not big fans of Israel. That might be news to some of you. I don't know what to say, except that's a fact. And Israel is a little upset that they're attacking Palestine, which, I mean, almost everyone, I don't know anyone, I've literally never met anyone who's seems pro-Israel. Almost everyone I ever talked to, even kind of like the most right-wing people that I know that drive they drive a lifted F-150. A lifted Ford F-150. It's like as country as you can get. And they don't even do Zins, they do Copenhagen spearmint. And they're posting free Palestine. You know what's the problem? When the guy driving a Ford F-150 and dipping spearmint Copenhagen, when that guy is saying free Palestine, I mean, who is in support of this? And okay, this just leads me straight into my first nude. First nude, guys. We are leaking my nudes. House passes, and this literally happened 2 days ago. So I'm actually kind of thankful that I missed late by 2 days because this was big news. The House, which worked very quick, they got to work ASAP on this. The House passes a $61 billion foreign aid package. You know what we need? We need a foreign AIDS package. We need to start sending AIDS. We need to bring back the blankets with what is it? What do the blankets have? Like hepatitis or something? We need to bring back the blanket. We need to do foreign AIDS packages. Send AIDS to countries. Infect them with AIDS. I think Bill Gates may have actually done that in Africa. Don't quote me on that, but whatever he did it help? I'm pretty sure he settled for $14 billion because he killed half of Africa. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me. But Bill Gates definitely was up to some not so awesome stuff in Africa. I mean, why was Bill Gates in Africa shooting people with needles? We got to ask these questions. But yeah, House passes $61 billion foreign aid package to Ukraine. And also, they don't say this, but also Israel. After, let's see. It passed 211 to 112. Guys, if there's one thing everyone can get behind, it's sending money to places that are not America. Awesome. And even a higher passing number, a proposal to give Israel more than $26 billion passed by a whopping 365 to 57. I want to know those 57 that voted against it. I want to give them money. I would literally give them money. You are correct in thinking, let's not give more money to... Guys, think about this. The people in your office... your Congress office, congressional office, those people, 365 of them, which is the vast majority, all but 57 of them voted to send Israel 26 billion of your dollars. And they also squeezed in the fact that they're going to ban TikTok, which passed by 160 to 58. Which was almost unanimous. I mean, that's as unanimous as it can get. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Except that, wouldn't get my channel absolutely striked and then probably myself bombed. But, I don't know what to even say at this point. But I would, guys, the responsible thing to say, and if this was if this was 1940, 1960, guys, call your local congressman, send them a handwritten letter, guys. That doesn't work because the only thing that talks is money. Money talks, and it talks pretty loud, and the ones who have the most money can talk the loudest, guys. This might be news to you, but it's not a democracy. The thing about this as a democracy is kind of, you're retarded. If you think about that, you are retarded. you're mentally challenged, mentally slow, and you probably don't have a working, functioning brain if you think that anything going on in America is a democracy. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. If the American people got a vote on where their money was spent, then maybe we could talk about it being a democracy. But we didn't even get to vote where this money. We're sending 26. So what is that? 26 plus 68. I mean, almost $80 billion to a country that's not us. Also, one of those countries is actively committing a mass extinction event that is race-driven. I cannot say the G word. My channel will get striked if I say the G word one more time, I think. They are committing a mass extinction event on people they do not like because of their race and or religion. And both in this case. But, I mean, guys, I don't know what to say. We're sending, I mean, guys, maybe don't pay taxes. Maybe if every single person did it, but there's always that one bitch in class who's like, the teacher comes around, hey guys, who did their homework? And everyone's kind of like looking around like, I didn't do my homework. Let's just all say we didn't do our homework. And then that one bitch with blonde hair, she has a ponytail, she's like, sits at the front of the class. That one bitch is like, whoosh, whips it out so fast. Whoosh. I am a bitch and I did my homework. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with like any sort of like tax-based. With a tax-based like boycott, because at this point it really is like no taxation without representation. Like we have to go out and dump tea into the ocean. We have to dress as Indians and go into the ocean and dump tea. But the Boston Tea Party, honestly, at this point, the Boston Tea Party would do nothing. We would actually be, guys. The sad thing is, if the Boston Tea Party happened now, people would protest against the people that dumped tea into the water because the tea is full of plastics. People would miss the point completely. People would miss the point so completely that it would be like, oh my gosh, you're dumping plastic into the water? Guys, you know how much plastic is in tea? We're dumping giant brisk bottles into the ocean because that's all that we have. The tea doesn't really exist anymore. We just got plastic brisk bottles. We just dump a shitload of plastic brisk. Guys, the Boston Tea Party. It's just massive shipping containers of brisk. But yeah, I mean the thing with any sort of, and I don't even know if I can talk about this, but hypothetically, in a science fiction novel, a tax boycott type situation wouldn't even go well because here's everyone's argument. They're like, well, they can't arrest us all. Dude, the IRS was armed. They were literally armed. Like last year, they armed all the IRS agents. This is how crazy it is. The IRS spent like $40 billion hiring and arming their militia rather than just giving the civilians tax credits. Or tax cuts. It was cheaper to spend $40 billion on new employees. This is just how the math works out, guys. They would rather arm and hire 40,000 new employees than to have you pay less money. All I can say, and I can say this because it is covered, I think, under 1A, which is the freedom of speech, and 1.2, or I guess A2. Just buy a gun. Buy a gun. Guys, you don't need to necessarily use it. Just save it for if shit hits the fan. You never know. You never know when you'll need one. But you better have one when you want one. You're gonna want one. You're gonna want one. Worst case scenario, you're gonna want one. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So buy a GUN if you can. And have it LOADED. Possibly. And in a safe spot. Away from children. High up on a shelf. In a closet. Well, not high up. Somewhere a kid can't grab it. But you can. Quickly. Okay. Let's move along. This was also big news. So apparently a man set himself on fire outside of the Trump hush money trial. So this is the second self-immolation in the last probably 2 months. There was that one guy who lit himself on fire, who was like a soldier. And guys, this is the sad part, is I don't even remember why he set himself on fire. People setting themselves on fire happens so frequently that I'm just forgetting why people are doing it. Like, you got to come up with a different, mode of, I can't even say the S word, unaliving, public display of affection. I don't know. I don't know what the word you can't, guys. The self-immolation thing is it's played out. It's played out. So apparently this whole trial is over former President Donald Trump's facing a trial over alleged hush money payments to porn actress. I mean, this is all the most retarded shit. I mean, guys, hush money to a porn actress. That seems like the most milquetoast normal shit I've ever heard in my life. Isn't that the point? Like, I might be missing something. Isn't that the point of hush, like, of paying, like, you're paying them to be quiet? Right? It's like I imagine it's a consensual deal between two functioning adults. I pay you money and you be quiet. Is that illegal? I mean, if that's illegal, that's great. That seems kind of crazy, but I don't know. I mean, that seems kind of normal to me. The 37-year-old Florida native telegraphed the incident, calling it an extreme act of protest. I mean, yeah, this is just sad. The pamphlets propagated. So I think he was... So he was handing out, the pamphlets seemed to be propaganda-based, almost like a conspiracy type of pamphlet, some information in regards to Ponzi schemes, and the fact that some of our local education institutions are fronts for the mob. Interesting. So this guy is obviously a kind of a cool dude. Like, he had some cool ideas going around. He just couldn't handle it. He couldn't hang, right? His face was completely black. Well, now he's getting canceled. His succumbed to his injuries. Self-immolation seized headline this year in February when active duty of the... Okay, yeah, so this is the second... So he set himself on fire outside the Israeli embassy, and this guy did it for the Trump rally. So, I mean, the first guy was definitely... I respect the first guy a little bit more because his was for a ceasefire, and this guy was for... This guy's whole kind of thing was that he believed that cryptocurrency was a Ponzi scheme, and it was the first step towards kind of like a global world power, which, I mean, it's true, and you don't have to set yourself on fire to tell people that. It's just the thing about conspiracy theories is it doesn't, and the sooner that you realize this, the better your life will be. It doesn't matter if a conspiracy theory is true or false. People don't want to hear it. People are worrying about, their cats. They're worried about getting their cats filed as emotional support animals. They don't want to hear about the fact that Mr. Larry Finkelstein bought insurance on the World Trade Centers the night of 9/11, 2 weeks before 9/11. They don't want to hear. No one cares about any of this, right? That's the point. No one cares. So I mean, yeah, setting yourself on fire, guys. Don't, guys, don't. Guys, please, just stop setting yourself on fire. I mean, maybe if like a ton of people do it, it might make a statement. Like do it outside of Black Rock and run inside. That's that. You're making a statement. Run inside on fire in Black Rock headquarters. Sprint. Die on the carpet of Black Rock, staining their carpet black with your soot. That's a statement. That's a powerful statement. I'm not saying to do that, but I'm saying like that makes it powerful. That will leave a mark. Literally will leave a mark. But or if you have the means, find properties that BlackRock has bought and that are vacant. Make sure they are vacant, and then light yourself on fire in front of them or in them. I'm not saying do that, but I'm saying that would be a better use of your time and energy. If you're going to anyways, don't do it in front of a Trump rally, like a Trump court hearing. Makes no sense. And you're talking about cryptocurrency as a Ponzi scheme. Yes, that is the whole point. The cryptocurrency is a Ponzi scheme, and we're all trying to get money. It's a Ponzi scheme anyone can join, really. It's a Ponzi scheme. Join when you can and try to get out without getting burned. That's the game. It's gambling. Everyone knows this. You don't have to. This thing is like, I don't know if this guy probably just didn't talk to enough people. If this guy would have talked to me, I would have been like, yeah, dude, you're right. You don't have to go out there, man. Everyone knows this. Go talk to anyone. You don't have to burn yourself, man. But I mean, it's obviously it is sad when someone dies. So rest in peace, that man. Here's the he wrote an entire article here. This article is long. My name is Max Azzarello, and I am an investigative researcher who has set himself on fire outside of Trump trial in Manhattan. This extreme act of protest is to draw attention to the urgent, important discovery. We are the victims of totalitarian Khan, and our own government, along with many others, many of their allies, is about to hit us with an apocalyptic fascist world coup. These claims sound like fantastical conspiracy theory, but they are not. They are proof of conspiracy. If you investigate this mountain of research, you will prove them too. If you learn a great deal about the Ponzi schemes, you will discover that our life is a lie. If you follow the story in the links below, you will discover that the rotten truth of post-truth America, you will learn the scariest and stupidest story of the human history, of world history, and you will realize that we are in desperate state of emergency that requires your action. To my friends and family, witness and first responders, I deeply apologize for inflicting pain upon you, but I assure you it was a drop in the bucket compared to what our government intends to inflict. Because these words are true, this is an act of revolution. Last March, a billionaire named Peter Thiel started a bank run in Silicon Valley Bank. I knew enough about the Thiel, and I found this incredibly suspicious. My hunch was that he was that was intentional, though I couldn't fathom why. So I mean, yeah, I'll link a huge. I mean, this is a lot of stuff. Jeffrey Epstein's in here. As it turns out, our elites are awash in Ponzi schemes. StartX.com investigates found that Jeffrey Epstein's program for evolutionary dynamics he ran in Harvard was both fake science, Ponzi factories, schools. Yeah, guys. Stolen cash, COVID. So I mean, I'll link this so you can go read it. I mean, I'm not gonna read this whole thing, guys. Isn't that sad? This man should have recorded a podcast. That's fucked up. My bad. I wouldn't wish that on him. Christ. All right, let's go to something a little bit more happy. Every time I say let's go to something more happy, it becomes truly apocalyptic. But this one's actually kind of funny. This one's happy and funny and uplifting. I would say this is uplifting. Michigan Chipotle customer shoots employee during brawl over guacamole. Guys, how can you not chuckle hearing that headline? That's a knee slapper, and that brings joy to my heart. Well, as long as he's not dead. If it's just a shooting, I mean, guys. Okay. The suspect, age 32, can be seen flashing the firearm as employee, age 21, grabbed him by the sweatshirt in an attempt to stop him from leaving the store. I was just eating a bowl and I heard shouting, and then I looked over and they're arguing. One of the workers went to the back. I don't know why. And then he was in the back. The customer walked around the counter, tried to grab his food and put it in the bag. Then the employee came back and they started fighting. And then I heard a gunshot and ran out as quick as I could. Jesus. The employee sustained a gunshot to the leg and was rushed to the local stable condition. Nice! Stable condition. That means we can laugh about this situation. He took his time getting out too, probably 30 seconds after the shot fired. Yeah, dude, he had to make sure that he had all of his sauces. Yeah, can I get an extra? Yeah, can you just put some of the queso? I don't want all of it. Can you do like half on it and then half also on the cup on the side? Yeah, thank you. Also, I don't want all hot sauce. Can you do half mild and then like just a splash of hot on the top and then mix that in with the queso? Thank you so much. Okay. Now I'm ready to check out. Oh, I already shot you. Okay. Well, I'll be out of here. Thank you. Also, Chipotle is one of the I can kind of understand where this guy's coming from, because Chipotle is one of the biggest scam artists in the world. They first off, they don't have a stable measuring for the chicken. I kind of wish they would just go to strips so I can count. It's easier to count when it's in strips, but they have it in like little nuggets. They cut it up into like little, they're not even nuggets. They're like little bite-sized pieces, and it's hard to count. And then they scoop it and then they shake. The shake really makes me want to, I can understand, like, this headline could have been, man gets beheaded after shaking chicken too long. But they scoop it and then they shake, and you lose about 50%. I want to say 50% of your chicken off that shake, that one shake. If they would just scoop and put it on, guys, no more violence, period. Israel will cease fire if Chipotle stops shaking when they scoop, please. It's like everyone has Tourette's. What was it? Tourette's? No, Parkinson's. Everyone has damn Parkinson's when they go to that chicken. They scoop and then they start shaking. And then by the time you get 3 pieces of chicken in there, I'm like, dude, I'm going to come behind the counter. I'm going to shoot your leg. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. But it's just crazy that this guy actually shot him over guacamole. I want to know what the confrontation was actually about. The gunman was tracked down to a nearby location. Wonder if he was eating. Was he eating? Our thoughts and prayers go out to our team member who was injured in the senseless act. God. Chief Corporate Affairs Officer at Chipotle. Imagine you wake up from intensive care. You have a gunshot to the leg and you're like, oh, thank God the chief coordinating corporate officer at Chipotle said, and they didn't even say, they said something that's probably written by AI. They said, our thoughts and prayers go out to our team member who was injured. It's like, dude, you don't even say his name. You don't even say by a senseless act of violence that occurred inside of Evergreen Road Restaurant in Southwest Michigan. Like, this is like, it's almost like saying, hey, robot number 55 was injured. I'm sorry. Hey, employee number 1115 was injured today in building number 5782. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, employee number C1714-12. He will be remembered. We are working cooperatively with the authorities handling this investigation and hope justice will be served to the individual responsible for this crime. Employee number 1112-14 will return to work shortly after he will not receive paid leave. Absolutely not. I was in my car and I saw him just walk out to his car, close the door, and just drive off. He didn't even speed or anything. It was weird to see. Yeah, he doesn't. Guys, people are on their wits' end.
You know, we've been covering the news for a long time, but this is a first. A shooting over a guacamole at a crowded restaurant with tons of people eating and in line. It's hard to believe, but we talked to witnesses
No, it's not
who
hard
saw
to
it
believe.
all firsthand.
No, this is not hard to believe. Sorry, Jennifer. No, this is not hard to believe.
Look.
Chaos at Chipotle. A customer shoots an employee.
It was loud, and then we all just ran out because it was, yeah. I mean, wouldn't expect to, I wasn't really thinking about there was going to be a shot, but there was.
It happened shortly before 7 o'clock Friday night.
You notice how unfazed? I guarantee you some people just didn't run out. Some people finished their Chipotle bowl inside. Like, this is the point. It's like, I guess I'm in a shooting now. All right, well, I might as well enjoy the rest of this Chipotle bowl.
Chipotle on Evergreen in Southfield. Witnesses say it all started out as an argument over food. A source close to the investigation says it was specifically over guacamole.
I was just eating a bowl and I heard shouting, and then I look over, they're arguing. One of the workers went to the back, I don't know why, and then when he was in the back, the customer walked around the counter, tried to grab his food and put it in a bag. And then the employee came back and they started fighting, and then we heard a gunshot and just ran out as quick as we could.
The employee, a 21-year-old man, shot in the leg.
Wait, I want to see. I'm going big with this video. I'm gonna go slow motion because I think when they run out, they do take their Chipotle bowls.
But expected to survive. Meanwhile, the suspect.
He took his time getting out. He was probably 30 seconds after it. I was in my...
Yeah, I mean, expect to see more of this kind of stuff. Like, people might be, guys, short fuses out there. Very, very short, especially after this tax season. I don't know a single human being that hasn't paid more than, fucking $1,000. I know I did. And goddamn, I'm glad to see every penny of that bomb civilians in Palestine. I want to call the IRA and say, hey, I just want to make sure my money is going to Lockheed Martin and some sort of defense contract. I just wanted to confirm that is where my money's going, because I wasn't going to pay unless that's where it was going, to bomb innocent children of a different race and culture. Oh, it is? Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you. God bless. Cloud seeding. Okay. Yeah, Dubai really trolled themselves on this one. I remember when cloud seeding, so people used to say cloud seeding was a conspiracy. They would say, "Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. You think they can control the weather?" And guys, I'm saying they, and I mean the communal they. They as in whoever does this. I'm not trying to be any sort of there's no hidden meaning. There's no hidden metaphorical they. It's the royal they. It's not anything else. But when people thought that they controlled the weather, I always get myself in these fun pretzels. I get myself in these fun pretzels that it's almost impossible to get out of. So I'm just gonna breeze past it and say, it used to be a conspiracy that it was impossible to control the weather, but they do. People do. So, and it's proven. I mean, it's just known fact now. And I kind of want to know, the people that used to think that this type of stuff was fake. What do they think now? This type of stuff, you can only be proven wrong about conspiracies so many times before you just believe every single one you see. This is why flat Earth is becoming so popular. Because people see almost every single conspiracy theory proven right time and time again. That there are people out there that just believe every single new one that comes up because in their head, what they are a little bit slow. They are dumb. These are the dumb conspiracy theorist people, where in their head they're like, oh, conspiracy theory, this one was true, this one was true, this one was true, so the next one must be true. That's the dumb conspiracy theorist. But that is a lot of them, right? And then there's like normal tempered conspiracy theorists, like I'd like to think myself, where you're like, yeah, 9/11, a lot of suspicious activity there. Watched a 5-hour documentary on that. JFK assassination, really really suspicious. And then, you know, cloud seeding. You're like, well, what's all these chemtrails and stuff? And people are like, there's no such thing as chemtrails. And you look in the sky and they're literally writing chemtrails in a trail on an airplane. And you're like, oh, my bad. I guess there aren't. But so this is a lady interviewing scientists in Dubai, which I love. The scientists in Dubai look awesome. But they're talking about cloud seeding, and Dubai fuck themselves heavy on their cloud. They flew a little too close to the sun with their cloud seeding.
Today, just so I know, I have to drive back from Abu Dhabi to Dubai.
No.
It's not raining. It's a sunny day. The UAE government
So she's asking if it's going to rain, and he's like, no, not
invested
today.
more than $20 million in research
the
to start
UAE
a process called cloud seeding. The UAE performs around 1,000 hours of cloud seeding a year, and it's all controlled by this building in the National Center of Meteorology in Abu Dhabi, where they track the whole process. We met with a cloud seeding expert to explain how the seeding process works.
We wait the forecast. When we have a good, chance for a cloud, we send the aircraft to that location. It go under the cloud. In the first stage of the cloud, there is good updraft at that time. Start to release all the salt, and with the good updraft, of course, it will go inside the cloud. The droplets will become bigger and start to rain.
The center manufactures a salt substance that helps enhance rainfall. They put them in what they call flares.
Flares. Okay, yeah. I mean, so guys, this is happening. It is not a conspiracy. I just want to make that very clear. So Dubai is currently flooded out their ass. They are literally like apocalyptic level floods. Like, it's been raining for 40 days and 40 nights, and they're like, oopsie daisy, my bad. I accidentally cloud seeded way too hard. It's raining from like India to Saudi Arabia. It's like apocalyptic level rain. But the reason I thought this was interesting, not only because they flew a little too close to the sun, but was because cloud seeding, once again, proven true. This is in news headlines. People are like, yeah, clouds, maybe they went a little crazy with the cloud seeding. They're not being responsible like us here in America. It's like, oh, so you do cloud seed. They're like, well, yes, but we do it responsibly. Guys, we know what we're doing when we cloud seed. What do you seed the clouds with? Oh, no, we do it with flares. We seed them with flares. Oh, what's in the flares? Anything that could possibly get into our water supply or leak into our brains, and heavy chemicals, or anything that might shrink your taint or reduce. Is there any what is it, acritine? What was that? Whatever chemical makes the frogs gay? Any of that in there? Any PFAS? Any microplastics? No. Maybe. We don't know what's going on, but they do it. That's the thing. That's an interesting thing, is you don't know, but they'll still do it because they can. Right? It's just fun. Just playing around with the atmosphere. All the way up there in the firmament, and just playing around. Turning dials, turning switches. Oopsie, flood. Oopsie, drought. Oops, I made it snow in March. Oops, it snowed in April. I think it literally snowed in April. My bad. Let's see. I think we got like maybe one more. Oh, this is big news. This one flew under the radar, and I do mean that as a pun. No pun intended. No, yes, pun intended. Boeing hit with 32 whistleblowers after the claims of dead workers case reviewed. So Boeing, as you know, the guy came out about Boeing and how Boeing was cutting corners on a lot of its inspection and stuff like that. And then he was found dead under mysterious causes. Now 32 new whistleblowers have come out, and they will soon be found dead, most likely. Guys, just most likely. I'm just going off of like law of averages. Like, most likely these people should become as public as possible and say in every meeting, every news, like literally, if I was whistleblowing Boeing right now, I would call my local news and say, hey, I'd like to whistleblow Boeing. And they would say, oh, okay. I'd say, I'd like a spot during your busiest time. And they're like, okay. I'm like, this is big news. This is big, big news. And they're like, okay, we'll get you on 12 p.m., noon, right on high hour, whatever. Lunch, everyone's on their lunch break. I get on and I say, my name is Matt and I do not want to kill myself. My name is Matt and I do not want to kill myself. I am a Boeing. And then I would say what I want to say. And then I would end it with, my name is Matt and I do not want to kill myself. My name is Matt and I do not want to kill myself. If I die, Boeing did kill me. And I would say, thank you for your time. That's how you have to do it. That if you are going to whistleblow, you have to make it almost impossible for people to think that you didn't die. That you have to make it impossible for them to think that you died by natural causes, by self-inflicted wounds. Boeing has been the subject of 32 whistleblower complaints with the workplace safety regulator in the United States during the past 3 years. The figures shed light on the extent of alleged retaliation by Boeing against whistleblowers. As the Virginia-based company is facing mounting questions over its safety record and standards. These people will most likely die soon. The document extended exclusively by Al Jazeera via the Freedom of Information request do not provide details of alleged workplace violations or alleged retaliation by Boeing in each case. However, 13 of the complaints were filed under a statute that protects whistleblowing related to aviation safety, specifically. Yeah. I bet that helps you fall asleep better. You're like, well, at least there's a statute that protects me from Boeing coming into my house because I'm blowing up their spot with defense, because I'm messing up their defense contract that they've got going right now. Someone's cooking up a really high commission defense contract that they don't want me messing with. Someone's about to get a fucking $1 million commission check off that Boeing defense contract. And if I come out and say that they've maybe cut a few, maybe that defense contract doesn't look so good anymore, and maybe their deal gets a little, that's in the real estate business, that's called a deal breaker, a deal killer, really. There are some real estate agencies or realtors in general that if you choose a really reliable guy who comes in there, got like a real monster that goes into the house and picks it apart, tells the seller everything that's wrong with it, all the leaks, everything like that, and ruins the deal, that guy, for doing his job correctly, is considered a deal killer and will be blacklisted from some real estate agents. This is what happens in real estate. They don't want the deal. It is in their best interest for the deal to go through, and it is not in their best interest for the deal not to go through. You guys understand? Correct? Correct. Let's go to TikTok time. This is it. Also, to extrapolate that, these people are selling homes worth $400,000. Imagine if you have a defense contract worth $1 billion. Then you start worrying about, like, maybe I will kill someone. Maybe I'll kill someone to get this deal to go through. That's all I'm saying. So happy. Dun, 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 dun. All right. TikTok time. BlackRock. I love BlackRock. I love when BlackRock posts on their TikTok. Also, their TikTok. Also, these might be the last TikToks I ever. TikTok, I think, is banned fully now. We sent about $80 billion to foreign aid, and we banned TikTok in one fell swoop. And then everyone will go on a nice big long vacation. God knows where they got the money from. Definitely not Ukraine or Israeli bank kickback funds or anything like that. Nothing like that. There's definitely nothing like that. None of these congressmen will be on vacation a week from now. No one will be having lunch with Ukrainian administrators in Turks and Caicos or wherever they go, Jeffrey Epstein's island. That will not be happening. But what I like is when BlackRock posts on TikTok, and as you can see, I was like one of the first viewers of this video because anytime they post, I'm like literally the only. I am their target audience, which I don't think they know that I'm their target audience. Which is I'm someone who would run in there. I'm someone who in the beginning of this podcast told someone to run in there on fire and die on their carpet. So that's their target audience. So I don't know if they know that, but literally on the screen recording, because they don't let you save or comment on any of their videos, which I don't know if they know that that's not good for engagement, but I'm literally, this video has like 7 likes and it's black. This is the original BlackRock account. So I'm one of the first like 7 people to even see this video, which I take great pride in, being BlackRock's diehard fan base. But this is them telling you, please do your taxes. And you know, when BlackRock, there's no ulterior motive about BlackRock trying to get you to do their taxes or anything. They don't own major shares in every company, and they definitely don't. They probably honestly don't own TurboTax or anything like that. And they probably do not gain from you paying your taxes.
Remember our video last year on tax day? If not, let's do a quick recap in under a minute. Tax day marks the deadline for individual federal tax returns and payments. If you can't make it, you can file for an extension. But remember, you still need to estimate and pay any owed taxes by the deadline. April 15th is also the deadline to make contributions to an IRA account, up to the contribution limit for the previous calendar or tax year. You may be wondering, why is this important? Well, your tax dollars find vital services we rely on daily. Schools.
Yeah. Thank you, BlackRock. Our taxes supply vital resources like schools, sidewalks, libraries, emergency services, and more. And then in open parentheses, foreign aid to, Tomahawk missiles that will fire into schools, sidewalks, libraries, and emergency services in Palestine, and drones that will be used by Ukraine to funnel into their whatever pyramid scheme, Ponzi scheme that they're running in Ukraine, because that's obviously a pyramid scheme. I mean, you don't have to set yourself on fire to know that whatever's going on in Ukraine is 100% a Ponzi scheme. That dude went from being a comedian to being like one of the world's richest political leaders during a war. Question that raises a couple red flags, but that's besides the point. Let's listen to BlackRock's main reasons for why you should do your taxes.
Well, your tax dollars find vital services we rely on daily. Schools, sidewalks, libraries, emergency services, and more. Paying taxes is crucial. The longer you delay, the bigger the headache and financial strain later on.
It's such a headache.
That's why tax day is a friendly nudge to get those taxes sorted ASAP. We'll be back.
I love when a major corporation gives me a friendly nudge. Like, when you think about this is BlackRock, who owns... If BlackRock was a country, it would be the 3rd richest. Guys, that's just the way it is. It owns like $14 trillion in assets. And I love when a corporation, which is kind of a country that large, which is kind of ambiguous, spread like a virus, like a symbiote across multiple countries and within it's just like infested like a mold on every company on the planet, gives me a little nudge. I love when they give me a little nudge. Tells me to get my taxes sorted out ASAP. It definitely makes me not want to do nothing illegal
Strain later
at all.
That's why tax day is a friendly nudge to get those taxes sorted ASAP. We'll be back next year, but for now.
Also, this girl, like, you have to imagine that this girl, she's like eating coffee somewhere, and they're like, "What do you do?" And she's like, "Oh, well, I'm like I manage the TikTok account for a major business." "Oh, really? What business?" "Oh, you probably wouldn't know about it. It's pretty big." And okay, yeah, cool. What business is it? "Oh, well, Yeah, it's BlackRock. Oh, you manage the TikTok account for BlackRock. So you are. So should I kill you here or in the parking lot? Joke, guys. That's a joke.
Now follow BlackRock on TikTok for all things financial.
Okay. What is this? Oh, this lady. This lady's funny. This is her interviewing about people honking their horns in New York City. She has good energy.
Think about the horn honking in the city.
Kill him.
What do you think about the horn honking in New York City?
What do you think about the horn honking in the city?
Kill him. I hate it. Kill him. Squish him. Never
Squish 'em.
mind landing flies. Get the horn honkers.
No beating around the bush there. It is a part of daily.
Squish 'em. I love squish 'em. To saying to something squish 'em is kind of cute. It's like you're not necessarily saying to kill 'em. You're just saying to squish 'em. I hate 'em. Squish 'em. What do you think about the Congress passing a bill for $80 billion more dollars to Ukraine? Squish 'em. I don't care for 'em. Squish 'em.
life in the city.
People who have to, honk their horn, they're obnoxious.
It's a lot sometimes. That's why I have my AirPods in most of the time to sort of tune it all out.
The city.
Also, I don't even understand this whole... Guys, what did you think New York City was? I thought it was like the horn honking capital of the world. Why is this even news? But I only grabbed it for that first lady, the Squish 'em lady, because that's funny. Squish 'em. I don't care for him. Squish 'em.
When I left Scranton today,
my dad sent me this, and I don't even know
left Scranton
what. I haven't even watched the video, but he said it was crazy.
Today, I wanted to go to the War Memorial. Has the names of all the Scrantonians who died in World War II.
It has the names of all the Scrantonians that died in World War II.
Etched into
a granite wall.
Because I wanted to see where my Uncle Bosie Ambrose J. Finnegan.
Uncle Ambrose J. Finnegan.
Where his name was etched. Back when D-Day occurred. And on Sunday, the next day, my mother's 4 brothers all went down to the recruiting station and joined the military. Every one of them volunteered.
Except for me.
Uncle, they called him Ambrose Bosie, they called him Bosie. My Uncle Bosie was a hell of an athlete, they tell me, when he was a kid. And he became
You could jump 15 feet. You could jump 15 stories in the high.
Single-engine planes as reconnaissance over war zones. And he got shot down in New Guinea. And they never found the body because there were a lot of cannibals for real in that part of Guinea. And,
what is the
My
story?
son volunteered to go to Iraq for a year, and he came back with stage 4 glioblastoma. And they gave, like many of you, risked your lives, and you know people who gave their lives to the country. Were heroes. But one of the things that as I was doing that today, I was reminded of what my opponent said in Paris not too long ago. They asked him to go visit American grave sites. He said no, he wouldn't do it because they were all suckers and losers. I'm not making that up.
Guys.
Staff who was with him acknowledged it today. Suckers and losers.
Guys, I am sorry to say this. And if you are part of the U.S. military, skip ahead 5 minutes, or not even 5 seconds, just skip ahead 5 seconds, right? But if you join the U.S. military, you are a sucker and you are a loser. Now, it's bad to say that about the dead ones because they're dead suckers and losers. I didn't mean to say that like that. They're heroes. For instance, they risk their lives for... They risk their lives for I'm drawing a blank here. I'm drawing a blank, but they risk their lives for something, right? I'm at a loss for words, which is uncommon. But yeah, if you join, this is how when they came so the U.S. military would come to my school when I was in high school, and this is how they convinced people to join. This is the class and caliber of the U.S. military. This is how they recruited them. They said they came down into we were all in a big assembly in the gymnasium. It was loud and echoey, and this guy got into the microphone in the middle and it was like, with like the feedback, and he got on and he's like, who wants a Jaguar? Not like the car. He's like, who wants a Mustang? Everyone's like, woo! And they're like, just join who wants to get down here and join the U.S. military and get a Mustang? And then then they got like 4 people to sign up right there on the spot. They're like, Mustang? Oh, I'll take a Mustang. Like you're getting, I mean, I'm going to be honest. You're getting like Forrest Gump level people with that argument there. Like that pitch gets the Forrest Gumps out there. Oh, where my mama, I don't even know. What does he say? My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. I don't know what he says, but it gets that person. That argument gets that person. That pitch, that sales pitch. Who wants a Mustang? Well, my mama always said I could use a Mustang. I guess I could use a Mustang. I want to see how many pull-ups you can do. And they have that pull-up bar, and they're watching some like prepubescent 14-year-old do like 12 pull-ups, and then, you're ready, get out there. They slap him on the back, put a helmet on him, and send him in. Go get him, boy. They give him a gun right there on the spot. Like that's the kind of, I don't want to say suckers and losers, but I mean Trump's not far off from the point. I mean I know it sounds bad, but it's like it's just it's no good. Here's one of Trump in a wow. This is Trump inside of an Atlanta Chick-fil-A, which it's so packed. I've never seen a Chick-fil-A.
How you doing, Trump? I'm doing good. I love you, man. You look good. I love you. Everybody having a good time? Get ready. Yeah, I'll give you one. Can I have 30 milkshakes?
Can I have 30 milkshakes?
Also some chicken. I'm going to take care of the customers.
He's buying Chick-fil-A for everyone.
You're making a lot of money? Everyone's getting rich, right? Thanks very much. Look at the way you hold. You like each other, right?
You know, I think that this might actually this might win the black vote.
Come on in. We're going to get rid of Biden.
Yeah! Oh my God, we're going to get rid of Biden and the whole place erupts. Bye-bye.
He is the worst president in the history.
Bye-bye. Dude, he just mogged. He mogged on Biden. Bye-bye. All right, we'll watch one more video here. This one's good. Speaking about mogging.
Misconception.
Speaking about mogging, this guy's been, what he calls pheromone maxing.
About pheromone maxing. Lots of trolls in the comments saying that I'm stinky. Well, in real life, I'm not stinky. And a lot of people are actually surprised often when I say that I don't shower, for your knowledge. And
this is creepy, dude. This is creepy.
Actually.
So if you don't know about the maxing, like the looks maxing, there's like looks maxing. There's a bunch of stuff that you can do to make yourself look prettier or like just look better. Like there's like mewing, which is when you put I guess you clench your jaw and you put the tongue on the roof of your mouth, and it's supposed to make your jawbone more defined and get rid of kind of like the they call it like mouth breather, like where your chin, like where you have no chin. So that's an effect. People do what's called bone smashing, which is when you hit a bone over and over again and it builds up. to like they'll hit their jaw like with a little mallet, and it builds up the bone density there, and so there's a bunch of these tricks to become better. This guy invented a new one, which is pheromone maxing, which I guess he doesn't shower to attract females.
My health teacher was quite surprised when I said that I don't shower, and I explained pheromone maxing to her thoroughly in front of the class, and how alphas and omega males do it.
Man, omega male. This guy skipped sigma. He's an omega male.
So people can learn, like you bullies out there.
I hope that this is satire.
But basically, like the rundown of pheromone maxing, what you have to do.
This is an example of, this is a perfect example of two type of individuals I've talked about today, and we'll end on this. This is an example of the guy who believes every conspiracy that has ever crossed his plate because the previous ones he knows are true, and the second one is the man who joins the military for the Mustang.
Just like stop showering, wear your clothes for a little longer.
Yeah, I mean, this is disgusting. Okay, thank you, whoever sent that in. This is the end. Sorry again for being late. Goodbye. Oh, wait. There we go. Goodbye.